this is a mall parking lot, and you've got a drone that's doing some security surveillance. This is the video that's coming through. Now the domain expert has just extracted one image of a frame from this video. And what he's going to do now is he's going to label all of the parts of that image. He draws a box around the person, labels that as a person. Draws boxes around all the cars, labels those as cars. And then once he's done all of that, and once he does that for a few frames and creates a very small and limited data set, he then exports that data set back into Power AI Vision. Once that data set is in the Power AI Vision tool, he trains a model on that small data. Remember, this is very, very small data, so he's going to get a very bad model. A model that, forget production, isn't even ready for testing yet. But what the model will allow him to do is create more data faster. And so what he does now is once the model is done training on Power AI, again, we're using Power AI so it's extremely fast, he then goes ahead and uses that model, uploads a longer video that he has not labeled yet, and guess what happens? Remember, there are no labels, and he could just sit there and start labeling, but instead he uses the machine learning algorithm he just trained to label that data for him. And once the machine learning algorithm has labeled that data, all he needs to do as a domain expert is go into that data, as he is right now, take a look at what the machine learning model did, and if the machine learning model made little mistakes, to fix them, basically audit the data. Make sure that, for example, if it missed a very simple tag, like this one over here, to tag those cars, so it gets better and better. And then it becomes like an infinite loop. Once he's done this, using the audit tag feature, he has very quickly created another data set. He can then take that data set, go back into Power AI Vision, train a new machine learning model, and once that's done, create even more data, even faster. And then once that's done, within minutes, he can create a model that is good enough for testing, and eventually, over the course of a few days maximum, a model that is good enough for production. As you can see, this is data that the model has never seen before, and it's successfully able to label the car and the person in that video. So that was a quick demo of how you can actually use Power AI Vision as a domain expert in order to train machine learning models without having any knowledge of the underlying infrastructure, underlying code, and in turn, with the help of the machine learning expert, optimize the models and the data to get the most efficiency possible.